Happy April, happy spring, and happy Poetry Month. To honor Poetry Month, I really want to go. I have it down on my new reading journal, and I made a list of bookstores, independent bookstores that are secondhand that I want to visit, and one of them is actually a poetry book. Oh, this lighting is crazy. Let me... Is that better? Yes, that's better. I want to go to a poetry bookstore, and there's a lot here. I have 20 on my list. I don't know if we can get to all of them, but we're gonna try. I thought it would be really cool to take you on a little journey with me. I'm gonna be bringing my son, another book lover, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great time. So without further ado, let's go.
Hi! We're off to the bookstores. Excited. Are you?
I am super excited. Do you want to know how many bookstores we're gonna see?
How?
How many?
Yeah.
20.
We're going to 20 bookstores?
Yes!
What? I'm shocked and excited. We need to get that. We need to get that.
This book?
To get that. Can we get it?
Is that the newest one?
Yes.
Wow. It's like a living room set. There's Garfield and Goofy.
Look at the TV.
How cute is this? How is it? It's actually been very hard to find good pizza out in the West Coast. So far, the best pizzas we had is from Costco. So I'm curious to see. Nothing beats a New York slice. So let's see if this comes close. Ethan got pepperoni, which kind of looks like cherry tomatoes.
Pepperoni.
I got just a plain slice, and I don't know, I guess this is their rendition of margarita. We'll see.
Look how big this slice.
It's actually not bad. Mmm. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty happy right now. I'm like very happy right now.
They're kittens, but I'm not feeling anything because I'm keeping my distance and watching them. I accidentally touched one's head.
Accidentally? How?
Well, I was like this a bit with 2 fingers.
It has been a journey, and let me preface by stating I was a little bit, like a tad bit overambitious when I said we're gonna visit 20 bookstores. Like, what was I thinking? Honestly, what was I thinking? But that's okay, because that just means we have so much more fun adventures planned in the near future. So it's a whole vibe. A whole vibe. We went to 5 out of the 20. But it's okay because, yeah, I feel like we had a good variety of just independent bookstores, used bookstores, poetry bookstore. Like, let's just get right into it, right? On the bottom has to be Couth Buzzard books. Had the vintagey, old smelly bookstore vibes. It had a little bit of everything. It had books from like 1920s, 1940s, like it had history, right? And it was pretty awesome that they had live band. I love live music. I'm more of a jazz person, but when it comes to instruments and people coming together, I'm all for it, even if I don't really, regularly listen to that genre of music. Immediately when I entered the bookstore, I was like 10 out of 10 just because of that. But then I quickly realized that it wasn't 10 out of 10 material. It had like really no rhythm or rhyme in terms of what was out, and then there was bins of books everywhere sporadically. However, I was able to, leaf through a couple of gems that had I not entered that bookstore, I would have never really, known that it existed. And I think that regardless, the fact that you're able to touch and explore and experience something new that you had otherwise may not have had experience with, I think it's still a win. I've never heard of a bookstore dedicated to just poetry. Definitely an experience. They did have like used books. They also had bargain books. They had obviously retail books. They had books that were signed by the poet. So it's pretty cool. I really like these little nooks where you can just chill and hang out and just, you know, read a few pages if you want to. They even have like a little room separate where you can listen to some read alouds. Automatically, I just want to bump it up to 3rd place. But in terms of the goods, that's where I'm leaning more to the 4th place. Oh, hold on. I did the math wrong. I went to 6 bookstores. Thank you very much. Oh, 6th place will be the Couth Buzzard books. 5th place will have to be the Open Books, a Poem, Emporium. I'm sorry. I would even, like, it's between 4 and 5. Just for the sake of this conversation, let's just put it in 5th place right now. And that means 4th place will be, I want to say Ophelia's books. It's kind of sad, right? Because I was like really excited. I actually stumbled upon Ophelia's books during Halloween when I was taking my kids trick-or-treating around that area. And I stumbled upon that bookstore and I was like, I have to come back here. Like, this is amazing. And I didn't really get to immerse myself in the experience. So now I put it on my list, not realizing that that was the place. So naturally, I was like super excited, like legit a kid in a candy store. I'm like, yes! So hyperactive. And so when you have that kind of energy and you go in there and you're like, it's like the disappointment hits differently. I will say they had an amazing selection, but I feel like for the price point, However, for the experience, it's definitely in 4th place. I really like that spiral stairwell. I like the art and the little anecdotes that they had sprinkled around the store. It was very organized. They also had a selection of used books, and then there's like it's kind of like a loft in where you go up the stairs, and then there's the kids area, which is amazing. You have your little like couch there, you have your desk there, so your kids can just chill and read. Here's the thing, maybe I'm a little biased in putting this in 3rd because I am a cat person, and the only reason why I don't have cats is because my son is allergic, and he's like severely allergic. So I live vicariously through other cat people to get my cat fix. I had no idea that Twice Sold Tales had kittens and cats like everywhere. I mean, between the rows of books, there was like little cat beds, which is the cutest thing. I will say that I'm also putting in the top 3 because Ethan, as you saw, he picked out a lot of books. I really like that Twice Sold Tales is all used books, and the price for these used books weren't bad. 2nd place will have to be 3rd place books in Raveena. I had a coffee shop slash, I don't know, dine-in area, a little location for your kiddos to, you know, just hang out and chill. There's also many tables where you can just, you know, hang out, work, and there's even an outdoor seating, which is wow, like amazing. And in between like all of these spaces are other spaces where you can just chill and leaf through a book if you want to, and nobody will bother you. I will say though that if you're going there to work, it will be like you would have to come in the zone, like headphones in, because it's pretty noisy. But the selection of books, wow. This is where I got this book. It's on sale, and I was being a little selective, and I wanted a different copy because of this stain right here. Looked at the other copy that they had, and it was $14.99 in comparison to I think like $6 with this one. So I was like, $14.99. Yes, this has a stain. Just gonna champ it out, dude. And I did. And anyways, I'm happy that I did because I ended up, as you can see, I read the whole book. I didn't know who Billy Chapado was until I, you know, explored and discovered him in 3rd place books. But damn. Let me tell you, poetry doesn't have to be so abstract and so intimidating and so like, WTF, what did I just read? You know, it could be accessible, straight to the point, and it still can hit your spirit, your heart, your soul, your mind, your everything. It just poof. And that this is what this book did for me. It got to the point where I like to like highlight and dog ear and, you know, put sticky notes on things that I love. That way I can find them again so easily. But as you can see, I basically love the whole entire book. It's very few, very few pages that I did not dog ear or fold it. Like I had to get creative, you know, with my folds, because otherwise I couldn't differentiate between them. If you haven't read it yet, do yourself a favor. Just go through a bookstore and leaf through it yourself and see if it hits for you. And if you have read it, how you feel? What was your favorite poem? I'm curious, because as you can see, I don't have a favorite. I really don't. My number one has to be Elliot Bay Book Company. And I want to take my little there because the children's selection is vast, and they have a sailboat right in the middle of the children's selection where you can literally go in and just read a book. Or just play. Imagine that you're in the sea of a whole bunch of books and everybody is just swimming and looking for their next, I don't know, adventure. I don't know. And they also have a cafe and you can sit and hang out and chill and do your work there. It gets pretty noisy, and it gets pretty packed, and I would say really quickly. So if you're trying to go there to work and just chill and get a table, get a seat, you would definitely have to go there a little early. But wow, it is such a vibe in there. And from Elliot Bay Bookstore, I got Firekeeper's Daughters. I'm pretty excited about this, and I know it got really good reviews. And what's even more awesome is that this was $14.99, cheaper than Amazon. And if you're just, you know, visiting, there's just so many cute little things that you can buy for yourself and your loved ones. I mean, like coffee cups and bookmarks and stickers and just anything, even sweatshirts. I love a good hoodie because I feel safe and warm and just... But yeah, I'm really happy with this, and because I read such good reviews, I had to order this book. And Elliot Bay, I mean, the selection of books is just out of this world. And that's where I got this. And this is a Native American poet, Linda Hogan. Her writing also, like, you have to take a moment to digest and process, but some of them really hit for me. I starred this one like crazy, so let's see why. It's titled Distance, Not Time. I am just wishing to take life up from the earth, to make this my own living, not by the hour, the month, or year. I don't want to live by time, but by acre, mile, or maybe the mist stretched over a lake early one morning in the mountains. I want to be more than one brief life that will become frail, but rather a journey over plains, glaciers, and oceans, with people whose language has no past tense, so we forgive and continue to tell happy stories of where we have traveled beyond this place. But before I'm able to tell this to children, a spring breeze comes from far, through the open window carrying the smell of sage and sweetgrass. So now I need you to know the mystery, that neither of these grow here, not in this place. There's a hum in my spirit that it's like, yes, I feel you, I see you, and I also see that within me. And I think that's what poetry, and just any book in general, but more so poetry because it's so intimate, it's an art, it's that powerful. It creates a bridge, whether you understand it or not, it does. And sometimes some poems are not meant for you to really understand what is it trying to say. Just listening to how it's speaking to your spirit is enough. Amazing stuff, and I'm so happy to share this with you. It brings me so much joy and excitement. So thank you for being here, and thank you for just making that space for me to receive me, to hear me, to hold me, and yeah, just celebrate this moment together. I can't stop smiling. My cheeks are hurting. But yeah, I wanted to share these with you. I'm still learning, so I don't know how to end or even begin my videos. So I do apologize if it's a bit cringy. For my students, to honor Poetry Month, we did some activities and we did a blackout poetry. I do have more pages here. If you want to join me in creating a blackout poem, that it would be awesome. And if you haven't ever done one, the point is you can take any marker. It doesn't have to be black, something that is dark enough to cover the words that you do not want on the page, and you're essentially going to circle the words that you do want to create a poem. A great way to take away the intimidation of starting something from scratch, like what do I do? How do I start? Should it rhyme? There's all these questions that take away from the experience. And I think this is a low stakes way to get your toes wet and to get you excited and pumped to actually create some things. I also want to share another activity that I did with my son, and we did found poetry. And basically we just take anything that we have, really, magazines. And so this is the one that I did. Title of this is Learn, See, Grow. Yearn to explore. Write it on your heart. Every day is pure magic. Forest, art, live jazz, kissing, singing, dancing. It's all just more fun in the rain. Our wonderland. Choose your adventure. Celebrate love, family, community, authentic engagement. Your magic. Soak in the sound. Every day, set your mind for the love of land, the art, and the spirit of community. Arrive curious. Experience the wow, the in-between. Ignite your inspiration. Every day, come alive.